Welcome back, everybody. This morning was week 2 of the Bimani Pro League DDR tournament. We got to watch our 4 remaining teams play their first matches, so it's time to bring you the latest edition of my patented Gaijin-friendly coverage of the event. Before we jump into today, I need to clear up some confusion surrounding who is actually picking the songs, since it wasn't 100% clear which player presents the candidate songs and which player decides what to play. So I can confirm when the 3 songs show up next to the player's name, those are their 3 candidate songs, and when one is selected from those 3, that's actually the song their opponent picked. We have a tweet from Po revealing that she was grinding Sakura, and then this tweet from Yuki showing he was grinding Saga. Just a minor communication issue, but it should be clear now. And with that out of the way, let's get into today's events. We had Cheap Cream on the platters today, and I will say his song choices were pretty outstanding.
かなり速かったり重かったりと、もう完全に高難易度で相手を押しつぶしに行くという戦略です。一方、チームスーパーノヴァ東北、この3曲かなり癖の強い3曲。
Round 3 was Game Panic vs GiGO. For our easy round, we have Yoshie vs Tsuyoshi. Yoshie picks Volcano, and Tsuyoshi goes for Dynamite Rave. Yeah, it's the new version, but it's still a fun track. Volcano is a fast song with plenty of offbeat rhythms, and this tough pick does pay off for Yoshie, getting some small advantages after each of these tricky patterns, and carrying it to the end to win up by 6. And remember, with these easier match 1 songs, 6EX can make a huge difference. On Dynamite Rave, Tsuyoshi holds firm with a white combo all the way up to 240 to cement his lead, and there was just no way Yoshie could catch up. Tsuyoshi takes it with just 2 perfects, meaning match 1 is a draw. Up next was the match I was looking forward to the most, our match of the day, if you will, Hoshikedi vs reigning KAC champ Hibiki. Hoshikedi picks Ace for Aces, and Hibiki goes for Yomanda. In Ace for Aces, Hoshikedi gets off to an early lead, however, he drops a lot of perfects during the slowdown, allowing Hibiki to switch places and run away with it going into the ending. Hibiki seems like he's in his comfort zone, even in a song as crazy as Yomanda, not letting a single great through and taking it from start to finish. Overall, amazing consistency from Hibiki, netting 4 points to 0 for GiGO. Onto the tag battle, Yoshie and GS are up against Hibiki and Unlim for a gold standard match. And by the way, I'm assuming it won't be the same order of like classic, then white, then gold every time. It'll most likely rotate for the next rounds now that all the teams have played 1 match with the current order. Anyway, on Game Panic's side, we seem to have some Hinabitter enjoyers, hilariously contrasted with GiGO's extremely tough choices. Game Panic gets Sweets Tamarinai, and we once again avoid Jukunda Memoria and get to see Ranka Killer Girl. Now, if you thought GiGO couldn't land any more W's after the last round, the Chad Hibiki has never played this song. This man has never even heard of Hinabitter, but that didn't stop him from dominating this track. Though it was one of the closest matches of the day, the GiGO players managed to tie at 3 perfects, beating Yoshie at 5 and GS at 8. On Ranka Killer Girl, an early fumble by Yoshie puts Hibiki and Unlim in first, with GS close behind, but of course this is a brutal track with plenty of step jumps and crossovers at 200 BPM, and by the end it became more like Hibiki versus Unlim and some spectators on the next machine over, with the 2 of them far outpacing Game Panic by the end. These 2 in particular are looking unstoppable, and at this point I would bet on GiGO to be the first seed for their group, at least, with an easy shot at winning the whole thing. Round 4 is Round 1 versus SUPERNOVA Tohoku. And no, that won't be confusing at all. For our first match, we had Unri versus Own. Unri picks Hachi Asoba, and Own picks Healing Vision Angelic Mix. Also, I just want to add the amount of song variety that we're seeing in this format is pretty mind-blowing. That's easily one of my favorite parts of the tournament. You just never know what song is up next. For Hachi Asoba, Onri may not have picked the best song for going no bar, and unfortunately was bleeding perfects throughout, letting On take a rather straightforward win by 19. Healing Vision Angelic Mix was another story entirely, with both players staying absolutely dead even, going into the final stream at +0 on both sides, all the way down to the wire, but
We could have a draw here.
that's right, a stray perfect on the very last note gives the win to On, once again putting Supernova Tohoku up to an early 2-0 lead. We had another exciting second match with the DDR Oshima up against Rinbo. This was a pretty great moment since this is supposed to be the standard theme, but somehow we have 9 from Oshima and Chaos Eater from Rinbo. How Healing Vision is considered tricky, but these songs aren't, is definitely beyond me. In 9, both players were even, but by the time the second speed up came around, Oshima managed to carve out a lead and ended the song up 15. Then, going into Chaos Eater, you have to imagine stamina is playing a huge part in this match. Even then, both players managed a PFC, but Oshima's MA proved to be superior after all, barely coming through with an 11-point win. That means round 1 strikes back with 4 points going into the tag battle. The final match of the day was Zero and Oshima versus Yoshimizu and On. Round 1 picks Typhon, and Supernova Tohoku go with Unreality. Typhon was guaranteed to put the calf muscles of all 4 players to the test, and it seems On wasn't able to keep up. Yoshimizu fought pretty well against the 2 round 1 players, but lost some steam by the end and had to settle for third. Oshima with another PFC nets first, and Zero, just 4 behind, comes in second, a crucial 5 points for round 1, going into Unreality. This proved to be a good pick for Yoshimizu, and while nobody was tripped up by the gimmicks, he definitely had the practice on this track to take first. However, Oshima and Zero hold fast for second and third, making the song a draw overall, and meaning round 1 stays ahead to take the round. Round 4, that is. They get those all-important 3 ranking points, with 2 meets left for each of our 8 teams. And with that, we've seen all the players for the tournament. I can't wait to see the upcoming matchups as we head into the second round of the round robin. Great effort from everyone to put this event together. It's been so entertaining to watch. And I'll see everybody back same time next week. Thanks for watching.